Have you ever pondered why numerous older adults find themselves awake at 3 a.m., unable to drift back to sleep? You might lie there in the stillness, gazing at the ceiling, questioning what's amiss with your body or mind. The reality is, this occurrence is more prevalent than you might realize, and it isn't merely a random quirk or a consequence of aging. In this video, we will delve into 5 compelling reasons why individuals often awaken around 3 a.m. As individuals progress through life, the significance of those early morning awakenings becomes increasingly apparent. Each reason unveils a deeper understanding of one's body, health, and life experiences. By the conclusion of this video, you may find yourself perceiving sleep from an entirely fresh perspective. These insights go beyond superficial explanations. They are grounded in genuine physiology, psychology, and the natural rhythms of aging that often go unnoticed. We will explore shifts in hormones, alterations in sleep patterns, health challenges, and even the subtle emotional and social factors that may be at play. Behind the scenes, we will approach this with honesty, empowerment, and a profound respect for the life you've experienced thus far. If you've ever found yourself waking at 3 a.m. pondering the reasons, you're in the right place. Stay with us until the end, as what you discover here might not only enhance your sleep but also deepen your understanding and appreciation of what your body is navigating. Now, let's dive in. First, let's discuss reducing melatonin production, a key factor contributing to why older adults frequently awaken during the night. At approximately 3 a.m., there is a natural decline in melatonin production that accompanies aging. Melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating our sleep-wake cycle, often referred to as the body's internal clock, plays a crucial role in facilitating both the onset and maintenance of sleep. In youth, your body likely produced a robust and consistent amount of melatonin each night, enabling you to experience prolonged periods of deep, uninterrupted rest. However, as time progresses, your body begins to produce less of this vital hormone, and this change can significantly affect the quality of your sleep. You may find it easy to drift off at night, particularly after a busy day or a soothing evening. However, as the early hours approach, around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or even 4 a.m., the natural levels of melatonin can drop too low to maintain that peaceful slumber. You might wake up not due to a loud sound or a vivid dream, but rather because your mind is gradually transitioning back to wakefulness, lacking sufficient melatonin to keep you asleep. This occurrence isn't a sign of failure on your part, it simply indicates your internal chemistry shifts as you grow older. Additionally, the atmosphere of your bedroom can exacerbate this effect. Even minimal light, such as that from a street lamp outside, a blinking clock on the nightstand, or a hallway light seeping under the door, can further inhibit melatonin production. As you age, your body becomes increasingly sensitive to environmental stimuli, which can make those early morning hours feel even more challenging. Waking up can be incredibly frustrating. Take Harold, for example. At 72, he always prided himself on being a good sleeper. Recently, however, he finds himself wide awake at 3:15 a.m. most nights. He doesn't feel anxious or upset. Instead, he feels fully alert, as if it's time to start the day. Once he realized that this wasn't a personal failure but rather a normal aspect of aging related to melatonin, he stopped blaming himself and began to adjust his habits. Now, he keeps his bedroom darker, avoids screens an hour before bed, and takes a brief. Taking an evening stroll can strengthen his natural circadian rhythm. These subtle adjustments signal to his body that nighttime is still in effect. Although he occasionally wakes up early, he has discovered how to align with his body's needs rather than fight against them. This insight can be transformative, recognizing that early rising isn't necessarily a personal failing, but rather a natural chemical shift, empowers him to nurture his sleep rather than harbor resentment towards his body. This awareness transforms frustration into compassion, guiding him to make more thoughtful choices. How you nurture yourself at night can be influenced by a number of factors. One notable aspect is the shift in sleep cycles that occurs with age, often referred to as advanced sleep phase. This natural change in the body's internal clock leads many older adults to find themselves awake around 3 a.m. As we grow older, our circadian rhythms tend to advance, causing us to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and rise earlier in the morning. You may find yourself dozing off during a late-night film or waking up at dawn without the aid of an alarm, even on days when you might prefer to sleep in. It's possible to enjoy a longer sleep duration. This shift transcends mere habit, as it is intricately tied to biological processes that tend to intensify over time. In youth, the body's natural rhythm often aligns with a later bedtime and a wake-up time that harmonizes with daylight. However, as this rhythm evolves, the sleep window gradually shifts earlier, leading you to drift off at 9 p.m. or even earlier without intending to, which means your body has already completed its full cycle of rest by the time 3 a.m. rolls around. That's why you might find yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, feeling as though your rest is complete, even if it's still pitch dark outside. This doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, it just indicates that your body is operating on a different schedule. Think of it like a clock that's been gently reset over the years, ticking ahead a little more each season. While this isn't harmful, it can be quite challenging when your lifestyle, family routine, or personal preferences clash with this new rhythm. Additionally, there is a subtle psychological aspect to this transition. Many older adults find themselves in quieter homes or spending more time in solitude, and this serene atmosphere can heighten the body's cues to relax earlier in the evening. Without the ongoing activity or noise that may have previously postponed bedtime, your system starts its nightly winding down process much earlier. If you are no longer engaged in full-time work or adhering to a rigid daily schedule, the absence of external time markers such as meetings, commutes, or social events can intensify this internal transition. Consider Charles, a 68-year-old retiree. He typically has dinner at 5:30 p.m., spends an hour watching television, and is in bed by 9 p.m. By 3 a.m., he is fast asleep. His body naturally awakens, feeling alert rather than anxious or stressed. Initially, he suspected insomnia, but upon discovering advanced sleep phase, he understood that his sleep wasn't disrupted, it was merely rescheduled. Charles started to modify his evening routine, staying up a bit longer by reading a book under warm light, taking gentle walks after dinner, and occasionally calling his daughter for a brief chat before bed. These small social and sensory cues helped extend his sleep window just enough to adjust his wake-up time closer to morning, resulting in fewer. Waking up at 3 a.m. can lead to a profound sense of alignment with daily life. This natural change in sleep patterns is common among older adults, yet seldom discussed. Recognizing this phenomenon can alleviate feelings of guilt or confusion, allowing for a more compassionate approach to working with your body rather than resisting it. So, if you find yourself awake around 3 a.m., know that you're not alone. It seems as though you've experienced a refreshing night's rest. Your body might just be adjusting to an earlier rhythm, and recognizing this can empower you to tailor your routine for optimal well-being. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciating these insights, please drop a comment with the number 2 below to show your presence. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Your support is invaluable in helping us produce meaningful material that informs and inspires. Now, let's proceed to the next point, number 3, physical discomfort. Health-related interruptions are another common reason older adults find themselves awake around 3 a.m. The body's response to physical discomfort or underlying health issues often surfaces during the quiet hours of the night. As we age, the likelihood of encountering chronic conditions or subtle health problems rises, and many of these issues can disrupt sleep without making a loud noise. They tend to creep in quietly, manifesting as a sore joint, a full bladder, or a sudden twinge in the back, and that's often enough to disturb rest. Awakening from a peaceful slumber in the dead of night can be quite jarring. Conditions such as arthritis, for instance, can render lying in one position for extended periods uncomfortable. Initially, the discomfort may go unnoticed, but after several hours of stillness, those nagging aches can accumulate, prompting an unwelcome awakening. For some, nighttime acid reflux can disrupt their sleep, particularly if dinner was consumed too late or if they reclined too soon after eating. Even seemingly minor issues like dry mouth, muscle cramps, or a slight discomfort can contribute to this restless experience. A shift in room temperature can lead to a gentle awakening in the early morning hours, a time when your body's defenses are more sensitive and less tolerant than before. One prevalent reason older men find themselves awake at 3 a.m. is the pressing need to urinate. As we age, the bladder loses elasticity, causing the urge to relieve itself to arise more quickly and often. During the day, distractions may keep your mind engaged, but at 3 a.m., the urgency becomes harder to ignore. In a dim and tranquil space, that feeling becomes undeniable, and as soon as you rise and wander, even if merely to the restroom, your body might have transitioned from profound slumber to a state of mild wakefulness, complicating the journey back to sleep. Additionally, there's the concern of medications that numerous older individuals routinely consume for managing blood pressure, heart conditions, or pain relief. These medications frequently carry side effects such as frequent urination, fluctuations in body temperature, or heightened sensitivity to sound or light, which can quietly influence one's experience. Sleep may seem unrelated to your medication until it's brought to your attention or you start monitoring your routines more carefully. Consider Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman who has typically been a light sleeper. Over the past year, she has begun waking up regularly at around 3:30 a.m. After months of believing it was simply a part of aging, she consulted her doctor and learned that one of her medications was impacting her hydration levels, leading to more frequent nighttime bathroom trips. With her doctor's guidance, she modified the timing of her dosage and incorporated a few lifestyle changes. Now, she wakes up less often and finds it easier to return to sleep when she does. It's crucial to understand that physical awakenings don't indicate failure. Rather, they are signs that the body is functioning as it should, responding, alerting, and adjusting. Signals can lead you to improved care, more informed decisions, and a stronger connection to your own awareness. Waking up at 3 a.m. might seem like a nuisance, yet it can serve as a gentle reminder to listen, reflect, and implement small adjustments that enhance your health and promote deeper rest. Additionally, lifestyle habits that alter your sleep rhythm represent another significant, yet frequently ignored, factor contributing to why older adults may find themselves awake at 3 a.m. resides in enduring daily habits, subtle routines, and choices that gradually transform your internal rhythm. Many older adults tend to have dinner earlier, wind down sooner in the evening, and engage in less physical activity throughout the day. These seemingly minor changes accumulate, signaling to the body that night should commence earlier, which inevitably shifts the wake-up time to an earlier hour as well. When your days grow quieter, particularly after retirement, your body no longer receives the same external cues it once depended on, such as commuting, running errands, or engaging in physically or mentally stimulating tasks can influence your body's sleep-wake cycle. Without those cues, it may start to drift forward. A calm, dimly lit evening with minimal stimulation can lead your brain to produce melatonin earlier, inviting sleep before you even notice that the clock has struck 9 p.m. When you drift off to sleep earlier, your body tends to complete its rest sooner, often waking in the tranquil pre-dawn hours, typically around 3 a.m. There's an interesting connection between the timing of meals and the quality of sleep. Eating dinner early is generally a healthy choice, but it can sometimes cause a drop in blood sugar levels overnight, particularly if a light snack isn't consumed before bed. This dip might not manifest as hunger, yet it can still awaken the body from slumber. Likewise, caffeine consumed even in the early afternoon can linger in your system, especially as the night approaches. As one ages, the metabolism tends to slow down, subtly affecting sleep patterns and increasing sensitivity to disturbances. For Walter, who is 74 and recently retired, these changes have been gradual. His days have lost their structure, while his evenings have taken on a more relaxed pace. He now finds himself having supper at 5 p.m. He often found himself dozing off in his recliner while watching the evening news, drifting off to bed before 9 p.m. without even noticing. His entire routine had gradually shifted a few hours earlier. Soon enough, he was waking up around 3 a.m., bewildered by his alertness before the birds began to sing. After some contemplation on his habits, Walter decided to make minor adjustments, incorporating a brief walk in the afternoon, reading in brighter light during the evening, and steering clear of naps post-dinner. These small changes effectively nudged his natural sleep window a little later, allowing him to find a better rhythm. His body began to find a rhythm that resonated with his preferred wake-up time. It's striking how frequently we underestimate the influence of routine. Our bodies yearn for rhythm, daily patterns that serve as cues for the brain, indicating when to rest and when to awaken. When these cues diminish or change, the internal clock can become disoriented, resulting in earlier and more disrupted sleep. However, by recognizing these patterns and making mindful changes, one can subtly steer the body back to a more harmonious sleep cycle that feels more restorative and less disrupted. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. Sometimes waking up at 3 a.m. As we age, the connection between our experiences and our mental landscape deepens. Emotional layers, once concealed by the hustle and bustle of everyday life, begin to emerge in the stillness of the night. Those early morning hours, when the world is hushed and distractions fade away, often serve as a backdrop for unvoiced worries, regrets, or desires to awaken. You might find yourself awake, not due to external noise or discomfort, but because your mind is gently sifting through memories, unresolved thoughts, or quiet anxieties that linger beneath the surface, waiting to be acknowledged. This kind of restlessness is distinct from the intense anxiety that may emerge in youth. It possesses a quieter, more reflective quality. It manifests as a gentle hum in the background, a feeling that something is amiss, even if it remains unnamed. When the mind isn't preoccupied, it tends to wander back to old relationships, past choices, endured losses, or unspoken words. With the body no longer racing from one obligation to the next, there's room for those thoughts to resonate more prominently. Acknowledging this is also crucial. Loneliness often weaves its way into the lives of many older adults, as their social circles tend to diminish over time. Children move away, friends become preoccupied, and routines shift. While the daytime may be vibrant and full of activity, the nightfall ushers in a stillness that highlights an emotional void. This form of loneliness can be subtle. It may manifest as a yearning for connection or a gentle longing for someone to converse with when the house is quiet. Take, for instance, Gloria, an 80-year-old widow who fills her days with the nurturing of her garden. She often finds herself calling her grandchildren while watching her favorite shows, but around 3 a.m., she wakes up, her thoughts drifting back to cherished moments with her late husband or to worries she keeps hidden during the day. Initially, she believed there was an issue with her sleep, but over time, she realized that her early awakenings were not about sleep at all. They were her heart's way of seeking expression. To nurture herself, Gloria began keeping a small journal by her bed. When she wakes up, she sometimes writes down whatever is on her mind. Nothing elaborate, just a few sincere reflections. She also incorporated a serene evening routine like enjoying soft melodies or jotting down a brief message to a friend. These small gestures of contemplation and connection provided her feelings a gentle release, soothing her thoughts and aiding her in drifting back to sleep more serenely. The reality is the human heart doesn't adhere to a rigid timetable. It recalls what it wishes to recall, poses the inquiries it needs to pose, and occasionally does all this at 3 a.m. In moments of stillness, when the world around you fades into silence, it's not a flaw but rather an indication of profound introspection. If you find yourself awakening with a contemplative spirit, it may signify that you are harboring insights yearning for recognition. Your journey through both joy and sorrow has not only crafted your memories but has also intricately woven into the fabric of your identity. Instead of perceiving these awakenings as issues to be resolved, consider embracing them with a sense of wonder and compassion. What messages is your mind attempting to convey? What aspects of your being crave expression? Which parts of you deserve a touch of gentleness? Even in the shadows, the most profound form of rest arises not from dismissing these moments, but from acknowledging them. In this acknowledgement, you may discover not only improved sleep but also a deeper comprehension of your own journey at this point in life. As we conclude this video, take a serene moment to ponder what you've just absorbed. What struck a chord with you the most? Was it the alteration in your internal rhythm, the nuanced shifts in your well-being, or perhaps a more profound emotional cadence that reveals itself only when the world remains vibrant? And each of these 5 reasons provides a unique perspective to comprehend your early morning awakenings. None suggest anything is amiss, rather, they illuminate the profound ways your body and mind continue to function, respond, and adapt as you navigate this phase of life. There is a subtle strength in grasping the messages your body conveys, particularly in those gentle moments before dawn, instead of perceiving 3 a.m. as merely a disruption. Wake-ups can feel bothersome, yet they may serve as gentle reminders urging you to attune yourself to your needs, habits, and emotions. You are not isolated in this journey, nor are you the sole seeker of understanding. With awareness comes empowerment, and with empowerment arises the liberty to implement small, significant adjustments that foster improved rest, deeper comfort, and a more profound connection to your natural rhythms. If any of these reflections resonate with you today, remember that you are not merely as you navigate the journey of aging, you are transforming, and with this transformation comes an opportunity to embrace rest with intention, to nurture yourself with kindness, and to welcome each new day with greater understanding and tranquility. We appreciate your presence today and invite you to share your insights in the comments below. Let us know one thing you discovered today and how you intend to incorporate it into your life. Your reflections matter greatly to us, so please feel free to express them. Reading your thoughts inspires and uplifts us. If you found this video beneficial, we would be grateful for your support through a like. Your support through subscriptions and shares enables us to keep producing quality content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching, and we eagerly anticipate your presence in the next video.